Hi everyone, this is Yodit, student B for Dr. Carlson, and in my third Tiltw, I will be reflecting on my first week of projects, and I'll be talking about things that I want to start, stop, and continue moving forward. So this week, just a few highlights is being able to finish my topic discussion. I did my first in-service with the medical team and Justine, and then reviewing antibiotic knowledge. Even though I wasn't at the hospital as much this week, I still felt like I was in touch, and being on the other side of pharmacy rounds, I'm seeing a lot of the same problems again and again, which is really reinforcing my knowledge about the disease state and treatment. And repetition has helped a lot with antibiotics as well. I know last weekend when I didn't really look at it so much, it kind of made for a more rough adjustment in the beginning of this week where it took me a little bit longer when we were going through the rotation. So ID knowledge is really use it or lose it, and I really want to be better about using it. And then just to be able to do my in-service. So that was another one of the goals I had listed in my pre-appy, and it was a really great experience. I think it was, it forced both Justine and I to practice our presentation skills, especially in front of people that we don't know as well, but also different members of the team, students, interns, resident, the attending. I haven't been around this week, so I wasn't familiar with all of them. So I know my nerves kind of got to me, and I spoke a little fast and had filler words, but it was a good experience. And I think it was even better that the resident had really said, hey, it would be great if pharmacy could give us a presentation about conversions. So something that they wanted, and I think that they really got something out of it, I hope. And then just doing the topic discussion. I know on my last rotation, I was the only student, so once I did my topic discussion, it was just moving on to the next thing, and I did my journal club, and we moved on to the next thing. But one thing that's really unique about this rotation is the fact that, you do it, and then you get to see other people do it 2 other times, which is pretty helpful because everybody's so different, and I know that I have things that I can now improve on for both journal club and the final patient presentation, and I think it's just a lot of learning about yourself and learning from other people. So in terms of starting, both Shirley and I have really started working on our journal club, and the advice that I've heard this a few times, I guess, but that everything takes you longer than you think it is very true, because just setting up my Google tracker, saying that you'll get through X, Y, and Z, and then it just getting later in the day and realizing you have to adjust and make your priorities or find your priorities is really important. I want to be better about reading everyone's OTILT and drug info questions. I know we've had a lot this week, but there's so much overlap between BIDMC and Brigham, and I swear one thing that we talk about the next day will come up, in conversation. So just being better and really reading them all, because we have so many cool things that we're learning. And then just being more specific is something that I want to be better at, just in terms of with feedback that I give, with things that I've learned, because just saying I learned a lot or your presentation was really great, it's not super helpful, and we're all just trying to be better and do better. So be more specific, taking a pause before answering questions, and then also just throughout presentations. So I know Dr. Carlson mentioned she will have visual cues or interactions in her presentations as a reminder to pause, and I think that's super helpful and something that I think we will probably use in Journal Club just as a pause and slow down to myself, which goes along with my stop, which talking so fast and filler words, and I think that's something that I see a lot in just personal life. So just being able to catch myself doing it every single day and actively telling myself to slow down. And then for continue is just to continue working ahead. I think one thing that really helped with my topic discussion is I knocked out a lot of the smaller projects and got my handout done early so I could send it to Dr. Carlson. I got feedback pretty early and could make those adjustments accordingly. And then continue thinking through questions. I think that's something I'm continuing to get better on, but one example of that, I think Dr. Carlson had mentioned something about Bactrim and monitoring parameters, and I kind of used the mechanism of action and knowing that they are folate antagonists, so how does that play a role with blood cell synthesis and just making sure that you check your CBC? And I kind of got to that answer just by knowing one thing, and that was the mechanism of action. So trying to get better at that will be great. And the next week, just looking forward to doing my journal club, managing my time, and also some other side projects. But it's been great on projects, and I look forward to next week. Thanks.